Yeah, not a great night for the Cowboy offense. Their second lowest output of the year in terms of points per drive. The other two games on the screen, which both happened within the past month, each resulted in losses by 10-plus points. Last night might just have been a case, as we bring it out to the group here, where the Saints just did not have enough offensively with Taysom Hill, or maybe anybody playing quarterback, to be fair, to match Dallas. And so, RC, it feels like a weird question to ask coming off a win, but do you feel better or worse about the Cowboys right now than you did yesterday?
I continue to feel worse and worse about the Cowboys every single week. When you watch this team, there was so much going on that was good early on in the season. There was always a bright spot to every close game. Obviously, the only loss at that time was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but you felt like the quarterback was playing at an MVP level. The run game was at an elite level. The protection was exactly where it needed to be, and this defense was at some points opportunistic and at other points stingy. We aren't getting that football team anymore. This was the team that, to me, was the best in the NFC early on in the season through the first half. This was a team that I had above the Arizona Cardinals, a team I had above the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team I even had above the Green Bay Packers. This was the team I saw carrying the NFC into the Super Bowl. I no longer feel that. This is a team that's going to get into the playoffs, but this is a team that may struggle to even win one football game. Their quarterback isn't playing at as high a level as he used to be. The offensive line isn't blocking and inverting the line of scrimmage as they were. And this defense, though still not what it was last year, hasn't gained to a point or progressed to a point where they can cover up those holes offensively. You want to get Amari Cooper back in the fold. You want to get CeeDee Lamb playing like he was last night. And injured Ezekiel Elliott doesn't help. But Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy, they have to stay in the lab, because right now this team isn't a championship team, and it's what the Dallas Cowboys may have been for the last quarter century.
Yeah, and look, I think that's all right. And the Saints think they have a good defense. Yeah. But, Sacho, you were telling us this morning that as you watch the Dallas offense, you have some questions just about what might be going on inside there. I think that was really interesting.
When I saw this Cowboys team early in the season, you saw a team that played free. And I get it. The Week 1 game against Tampa Bay, there weren't a lot of called runs. But when you're calling plays against a top-ranked defense, you're probably not going to call a lot of runs when this defense is number 1 against the run. The next couple weeks, we saw the Cowboys average 185 yards rushing. They had a 5-game winning streak. It was amazing. But then something happened. After losing to the Broncos, it seemed as if, whether it was Jerry Jones or somebody was in the ear of Kellen Moore, even the media is saying, we got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. And I get it. Sometimes you'll be able to pop a big run like we saw yesterday. But before that big run that Tony Pollard popped, the largest run for either Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott was 3 yards. It was a lot of 0-yard gains, negative losses, 1-yard gain, 2-yard gain. And I think when you're that stubborn, it doesn't help you as a team. I think Kellen Moore needs to be free enough to call the plays the way that he sees it, even if it means you're calling 5 runs a game or 10 runs a game. What I saw these last couple weeks, not just last night, the last couple weeks, is a team that feels like it's outside voices telling them what to do. I want to see the Cowboys play free again. Otherwise, their Super Bowl chances are done.
Yeah, and look, even the division, which felt like it was completely on ice, doesn't feel quite that way with 2 games coming up against Washington. Now, let's be fair, Dan Graziano. They were up against some stuff last night. We didn't make as big a deal all week long, for whatever reason, about all the people that they were without last night in this game.
Didn't have their head coach, didn't have several offensive coaches, right? The offensive line coach. So Amari Cooper's coming back. He played about 24 snaps. So they're easing him back in. We know Zeke's playing hurt. The Saints are a defense that allows 3.2 rushing yards per carry, which is the best in the league entering last night's game. They're a desperate team. They're at home. It's the Cowboys' 3rd game in 12 days. I came out of last night feeling better about the Cowboys. And, I mean, all these guys that played in the league, I mean, I want tell me, like, you say it was going so great for the Cowboys early this season. Is the season really like that, or are there ups and downs that you have to fight through? I thought last night they overcame some stuff. And I feel like that's a thing that you want to know about a team that's going to end up in the playoffs.
Nico, let me come to you on that thought, because as you and I were going through the highlight a couple of times earlier, there's just moments when you look at it and you say, what exactly is this here? So the time to get it back together is now. I mean, you get an ugly win, that's fine. You get into December, but they need to get it back. Whatever that mojo is, they feel like they've lost.
Yeah, I'm more with Dan on this one. I understand that it's the point of the season right now. You have some issues going on injury-wise. You got your head coach out from COVID. How
about the Thursday night game?
It's a Thursday night game. So every Thursday night I'm watching these games, and I'm like, ugh, what is this sloppiness? It's just sloppy.
Even though it wasn't a short week.
I understand it wasn't a short week, but it's still the feeling of a Thursday night game. You know, you got the refs out there. They want to go home, too. They're throwing flags for stupid penalties. They're stupid calls, throwing flags. Let's get out of here. I want to go home. So, anyway, I just think it's a Thursday night game. They didn't look great, but they got the win. So,
Yeah.
at the end of the season, you're look back. You're not going to say, oh, that Thursday night game, they look terrible.
Yeah,
So as long as they get it together by the end of the year, I still think they have the opportunity to do that, get healthy, get Dak healthy, Zeke healthy, get your head coach healthy. They'll be okay.
All right, the guys are begging to get RC,
Come on,
go.
let's go. What do you got?
RC.
Listen, Dan Graziano, I am so disgusted with you. I can always count on you to bring the negativity, right? To bring the pessimists out of everyone. And you're going to sit here and be optimistic because the Cowboys were down some people when they played a team that is on the backup in Taysom Hill, and his middle finger doesn't work. And we've seen what Russell Wilson's middle finger not working has done to him. He's now a pedestrian quarterback. So we're going to take a dude that's really just a utility player, right? That's a pocket knife. Let him play quarterback with the Russell Wilson finger, and we're going to expect him to play well. So you're not going to talk about that? Oh, where's Alvin Kamara? I don't know. He's on the sideline. He's not playing. Michael Thomas ain't played at all. And so we're going to say, okay, the Cowboys are facing so much adversity, but are they playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at full strength? Are they playing the New England Patriots at full strength? That looked bad. That is not a team that has been progressing, and you can't take it in that vacuum of what Thursday night football was last night. You have to look at what it was against the Raiders. You have to look at what happened against Denver. You have to look at these games that they've lost and say that this team is on the decline. The best teams ascend as it heads toward week 17. The Dallas Cowboys are not.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.